I'm Vivian. Welcome to my channel. Thought I'd share this information because I post a lot of this stuff on Facebook, which is not really reliable for accuracy and information, but because people are aware, and I also became friends with online people that were posting information I was interested in groups, that we met in groups, that we had similar things. So known this person, they sent me a link on Facebook, and I'll put the link to the article down in the descriptions. It's osteoporosis is scurvy of the bone, not calcium deficiency. And it also came from another site, but I'm just going to read it to you. It's it saddens me. I'm reading it. I'm not medically trained. But there's a lot of things I've said before that this is a practice, and there's a lot of things that's still not accurate. You would think by now we would be a lot more accurate in treatment and at least recognizing the causes, but that's not the case. So, quote, "It saddens me to see older women diagnosed with osteopenia or osteoporosis, listening to their doctors and taking supplemental calcium and even problematic drugs called biphosphonates. These are irrational, dogmatic. Religion isn't the only thing that gets dogmatic. Back to the quote. Harmful approaches to the problem of degrading bone as we age. In my time practicing nephrology and internal medicine, I saw numerous patients suffering from vascular disease while taking recommended doses of calcium. X-rays revealed perfect outlines of calcified blood vessels and calcified heart valves. In the article, he also talks about calcified blood vessels going to the breasts of women in particular. Calcified breast artery is often seen in women who are being treated for hypertension. My mother went through all this. The primary drug used in high blood pressure, a thiazide diuretic, causes the body to retain calcium and lose magnesium and potassium. So my mom suffered severely from leg cramps, which I do too. But she probably got it a lot worse. So even though she wasn't supposed to be taking magnesium because of her kidney condition, it alleviated, it kept her from getting those leg cramps. She needed sleep more than anything else. So it's like you have to choose. She wanted comfort. She was already on borrowed time. And she was using magnesium before the last surgery, but anyway, she was definitely low in magnesium. There's another great website about that. I'll put that link in there too. We incidentally note that these typical calcifications in the large arteries of the entire body, not just the breasts. I believe these problems are avoidable. This is a doctor who is a nephrologist, kidney specialist, and an internal med. The matrix of the bone will incorporate calcium and nutrients where they belong as long as the proper hormones and nutrients are present. Needless to say, basically goes into what's good for your bones is weightlifting, lifting stuff. Instead of taking, a lot of my videos are getting flagged for not suitable for a lot of advertisers, and it's probably not, because I'm speaking against a lot of medications, which are our biggest advertisers, biggest part of the propaganda machine that's affecting our minds and how we think and how we live. So taking something because the doctor says, oh, your bone density is now down, the best thing you can do is get up, walk around, put some weights on your ankles, put some, hold some weights in your hands. You get, I got issues with my hands, so it's like walking around with something, holding it for a long time is probably not a good idea for me. But I can buy it for my wrists. You can buy a weight band for your waist, and you can get up and down from your chair, up and down. If you have issues with falling, you don't have to go for a walk and put yourself at danger. Just getting up and down. If you fall, try to fall back in your chair. If you're concerned about falling forward, put something in front of you that's going to cushion you, or put your walker there so that you can, grab onto it if you start going forward. Something that simple, and for those that don't have mobility and balance issues, why not go to the gym? Why not go or get yourself a set of weights? We're not talking about doing 100 pounds or even 50 pounds. 20 pounds, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 3 pounds, something that causes your body to go, oh, my bones need to get stronger. Let's put the calcium in there. Let's put what it needs and get that density back up, because you're doing stuff. The reason it goes away is we start doing less and less. And I like this sentence, quoting from the article. You still have to look at what you can do nutritionally and in interpersonal relationships to help your body heal itself. Supplements are no replacement for proper nutrition. They're right, but when it's not in the food. If you can eat that much kale, that much spinach, that much whatever to get those nutrients, then that's great if it's there. I don't trust it to be there. And even when I was eating a lot of spinach and a lot of greens, I was still having leg cramps. So definitely wasn't getting my magnesium. And then it lists, first thing to do is either Google or look in your reference books to find foods right in vitamin C. That's what causes scurvy, lack of vitamin C. Vitamin K2, magnesium, and minor minerals such as boron and silica. Silica is also important for bones. So it lists a bunch of, lists them, vitamin D3 in winter, the sun in summer. And I thought it was really interesting. He talks about studies have shown that elderly patients who fractured bones have significantly lower levels of vitamin C in their blood than those who hadn't fractured. Bone mineral density, the thing that the test measures, is higher in those who supplement with vitamin C, independent of estrogen level. I didn't know this. Vitamin K2 is well known among holistic practitioners to be important in cardiovascular and bone health. In other words, it's not well known among AMA, regular medical doctors. Supplementing this is a good idea if bone or heart issues are a concern. I wish I knew this when my mom was alive. She was definitely on calcium. She already had bypass surgery and stents and D3. I love D3. I take high dosages, but it's one of those you do need to get. Some people can't process it, and having too much D3 can be very harmful. So you definitely, that much I know, that much I've learned. People with cancer should be taking mega dosages of D3. It's really important. It's not for we always think of D3, we associate it with processing calcium, but it's so important to our immune system. And that's why being in the dark, becoming trolls is not healthy, because we're not getting the right type. And our bodies will make D3, but it does not make vitamin C. Let me up that. Humans, monkeys, and guinea pigs don't make vitamin C. This leaves us on our own to get our needs met. Cats weighing only about 10 to 15 pounds synthesize more than 15 times the RDA recommended daily dosage of vitamin C recommended for humans. Goats are about the size of a human adult, and under no stress, they synthesize 13 grams per day. Under stress, it can rise to 100 grams. Do not fear taking vitamin C. It is one of the most non-toxic and safe supplements known. However, a large dosage may cause a laxative effect. That may not be a bad idea for many of us, me lately. Um, Use liposomal vitamin C, sodium ascorbate, or ascorbic acid. Never ester C or calcium ascorbate. If you prefer natural plant-based source, kuma is very high in C. However, its harvest does threaten the rainforest. And then they list some safe vitamin C's to get as one of the choices. I just thought, osteoporosis, lack of calcium, lack of activity. I would never know it was lack of vitamin C and other stuff that's not calcium, and how the negative role of calcium. And taking supplements, certain ones you have to look at, certain ones interfere with other ones. So you have to look, you shouldn't take iron and calcium together. Yet, that's the way they come in a multivitamin. I think zinc and copper are not, zinc will keep you from absorbing copper. I need to get back to using my copper bottle for my daily drinking, but I want warm stuff, and warm copper water doesn't taste good to me. Yeah, I'm a wimp. My taste buds are important. So I take calcium at night. That's when your body takes in calcium. And if it's not getting it through your digestive tract, it will leach your bones to get the calcium. So that's why I'm trying to get back to buttermilk and some of the dairy, and see if I start breaking out again, because I've been off of dairy for a little while, a couple of weeks, really, just minimal, but now doing some big dosage of dairy, of buttermilk, milk, half and half, and cheeses. I love cheeses. So doing that in the evenings, but now the vitamin C, I may add that to my night routine too. I do put some separate dosage of vitamin C in my, used to be my morning supplements, now they're my 2 p.m. supplements. So I may increase all that. I'm also going to change for another thing, but it's important. And especially in flu season, why not really up your vitamin C? I always associate that more with improving immune health. I would have, as a layperson, I would not have put that as, I need that for my bones. But we're finding out what we know of vitamins, vital minerals, and all the supplements that's now coming, it's on the market, is the tip of the iceberg. There are micronutrients that haven't even been labeled, hadn't really been studied to see exactly what they do for us. So, definitely you would get those micronutrients if you have a clean source of that produce, of that fruit or vegetable or whatever that's grown from the ground. There's so many things that we are just totally ignorant of. The medical science is still in its infancy to a large part. We want to think, because it's better than it was 100 years ago, it is still in its infancy. And you are responsible for your health. Take the information. And I also mentioned religion, so I think that's also flagged some of my videos. But as a believer, there's one verse in James that if you ask for wisdom, God will give it to you abundantly. He'll give you, just like Solomon. When Solomon asked for wisdom, he became the smartest man and did some of the dumbest things. He did all the mistakes. Because sometimes that arrogance, that lack of humility that comes with knowledge is dangerous for us. But when you ask, there's times in my life where I'm just like, Lord, I can't take any more information. Stop. I need to incorporate what I've learned. And I still hadn't been able to incorporate everything I've learned. And just trying to keep things straight. You know, I need to do this in the mornings, and I forget what interferes with this other supplement, and I need to watch that, and I have to make notes. When I do my supplement video, I'll get more into more detail into that. So I'm trying to write down everything as it comes to me, and I run across my various stuff, information that I've written down here and there. So again, read the article, do your own research. Do you believe that? I mean, this is someone who's a nephrologist and internal med, definitely got some sort of creds there. Not my words. I just found the article interesting and thought I'd share it. Let me know what you think, and what are you going to do about it? Once you get information, you know, the legal system, just because you're ignorant of a law doesn't excuse you. You know, when the judge comes down and goes, oh, you did this, but, well, you didn't know. That kind of plea is not going to work. If you were insane, that may work, but then you go away for a while at least. But when you get information and you don't act on it, then it's all on you. You know, there's some great books. We are the information age, and even then, we're still in the infancy of a lot of important topics: medicine, health. You know, that ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure is never been more true. So I hope this helps you. If you have been diagnosed with osteoporosis, it may be worth taking this article and upping your vitamin C and talking to your doctor about what you need to change. And you know, here's a jumping off point for you to improve your health and lower your risk of other things. And the same, you know, I am so glad I never took certain medications, because I can almost trace back where my mom's health started failing. It started with birth control pills, of all things. Back then, you have to stop and think, in the 70s, birth control pills are not what girls are taking now, but I never can process birth. I always had all these weird side effects with the birth control pills, and one of the side effects is getting hypertension. My mom was never overweight, not obese, maybe 10 pounds, 15 pounds until she got older. They got a little bit more, but never very much. But that's, you know, I think that's what caused her downward spiral. And she, just as I did back then, I blindly, whatever the doctor said, and the doctors weren't trying to hurt her, they were trying to help her. They were doing what they were taught to do. You know, in this condition, she didn't want any more kids. She already had 3 and ended up adopting 2 more. It's like, yeah, she's staying on birth control. And then all these other effects, you know, I think part of that kept her a little bit unbalanced too. Looking back on my own life, I don't think I was thinking that well when I was on birth control pills. There was a lot of, stress was more stressful. So yeah, and she was on it for years, and then it developed hypertension. Thank God, my blood pressure's always been pretty good. It's rarely been high. Only time it's been high, and then it's like, let's wait a little bit and do it again. It's like, okay, that was just a false reading. They did something wrong the first time. I can ramble on, but here's the article. Got the information. It's up to you. I can't make you healthier. I'm struggling to make myself healthier, but I'm sharing the information on this journey. Thanks for joining me on it.